What's going on? I'm Sirens Are Calling, or Sirens for short, here for you with what I'm going to call Standard Sideboard Rising All-Stars. This video, or series if it picks up, is going to look at and make some predictions about sideboard pieces in the upcoming Standard after rotation hits. Not good established pieces we already know, like Negate and Naturalize, but it's going to look at pieces that are a little funkier. Let's hop right into it with Gaia's Blessing, with Surveil and Undergrowth coming to the Demir and Golgari guilds respectively in Guilds of Ravnica. Gaia's Blessing is looking pretty sweet. I like that it happens on turn 2 because you can respond to their turn 1 Stitcher Supplier if they milled any creatures, that if there's a good Undergrowth creature that you really don't want getting dropped, you can respond to their Stitcher Spy with this. I like that about it. Oh, it replaces itself. That is one of the main reasons why I got so excited over this card when I thought about it the other day. So much so that I decided to write the script for this video, which I've never ever done before. But it replaces itself. It's pseudo removal because it gets rid of 3 cards from their graveyard, and it also draws you a card, which is nothing to scoff at. It's pretty much the only reason this card is good. Well, that and its third line of text, which we'll get to eventually, towards the end of the video. But, yeah, it just looks very good against Sultai Yard Matter shenanigans. Oh, what else is there? Oh, Jumpstart in the Izzet Guild. That's gonna matter a lot. There's a 2 mana draw card Jumpstart, and there's 4 mana draw 2 cards Jumpstart, and being able to Gaia's Blessing those out of control decks, that they're not gonna they're gonna have to waste a counterspell to save one of their cards, or they're gonna let you draw a card and get rid of their card, that second half of their card, which is incredible. There's also, not as relevant, but there's Zombie Tribal. It is running around a little bit, and the 4 mana Lily, she does ult, and they can cast zombies from their graveyard, so this can take out some zombies and some yards, but I don't believe that's going to be anywhere near as important as what this can do against Jumpstart cards and Sultai Yard Matters cards. One thing I did forget to mention first time around, I really hate that this is sorcery speed. Really sucks that you can't respond to something being targeted in the yard and exiling it. That really sucks. But that's really my only gripe with this card. So up next we've got Sentinel Totem and Silent Gravestone. These are 2 good pieces we've had already. They've shown us a little bit of what they can do against GPG and Scarab God. I really love how both of these cards only cost 1. Really gives you an easy way to deal with like everything Sultai Yard deck banners plays like after turn 1. I think that these 2 cards go in different decks, so I'm gonna split off now and talk about them separately. So first we're gonna be looking at Sentinel Totem. This card looks like, I think it's gonna mainly fit in aggro deck sideboards because of its 1 mana cost, especially, we already talked about that, but because you can also turn it on the turn it comes in. You get to scry 1, then you get to exile everything. The scry 1 is very good. I think it might be enough to put it in control decks. I ran this in sideboard of my blue-black control deck of last standard before this rotation here, against GPG and Scarab God. I was running a Scarab God. Why can I not remember that? But I think it's gonna mainly go in aggro decks because of its low cost. You don't have to turn it. It doesn't cost mana to turn it on at all. You get to turn it on right away. And that's what aggro does. If you've seen Dev's mono white aggro deck list over from SBMDT, this looks like it would be really good in their sideboard. So next we're going to go over to Silent Gravestone. Next up here we've got Silent Gravestone. This card I believe is not going to go on aggro. It's got a low casting cost, but it takes a lot of mana to turn it on. So for that reason I think it's going to go in mid-range and control decks way more. I think mid-range and control decks are going to play a combination of like 3 or 4 Silent Gravestones and Sentinel Totems. The Scry might not be enough for mid-range decks, but it also might be. I know it might be for control, but also might not be. They might just play 4 gravestones or 3 gravestones. But yeah, 4 mana to turn it on and exile all cards from all graveyards. You draw a card. That's so good. Drawing a card is so good. Drawing a card is good. You get to do it at instant speed. Control decks are gonna love that. It does take mana to turn it on though it is 4 of any, so it fits in everything. So not too much to complain about here. I think that's very well costed. Just wanted to come back to Guy's Blessing for a second before we wrap this video up. It actually might be really good in the main board of Sultai Self-Mill. Yeah, because it's third line of text. You shuffle your whole graveyard back into your library. That's gonna be really good to extend the game if it's a long game, which why it might be relegated to the sideboard for Sultai Self-Mill, but that would be very good. Imagine like milling yourself down to like 15-ish cards against control, and then just putting everything back. That's really good. That's really good. And they can't counter it because you milled it into your graveyard. Disallows rotating out, so don't gotta worry about that. Might be relegated to the sideboard, just like I said earlier, just to deal with longer matchups like control, like I said, maybe mid-range. But just wanted to bring it up. That third line of text is important. Could be important. Also wanted to point out just real quick that Hatchery Spider's Nuts, one, activating either Sentinel Totem or Silent Gravestone in response to that is one of the only way to deal with its casting triggers. And if you're playing Blue-White Historic, Sultai Self-Mill is not gonna have a fun time in games 2 and 3 against you. Also, this thing against Jumpstart is crazy. May your bulleye all drop on curve, and may you have a Guy's blessed day. Hello guys, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy it, please consider subscribing and liking. It really helps me know that you guys like this stuff. I'm a pretty small time YouTuber. I played some competitive Shrek Super Slam back when that was still relevant. That's really all that's on my YouTube channel. Pretty small. So the more likes and subscriptions and views I get, the more I know that this is what you guys want to see, and I can keep making this content. Thank you. Have a good day, guys.